Alright, so we're now going to break down Monica's back handspring a little bit. She asked me if we could do the same breakdown with her that we did with Emma. We'll go over just kind of some main points. She also has a pretty good back handspring. There's a couple things we can tweak to kind of make it a little bit stronger, and we'll go over those. She starts out pretty good. She's starting to get into that knee back, leaning over position. And then she kind of jumps out of it. So you'll see her feet move back and come apart right there. And this is where we lose a lot of power. She jumps back probably to try to help get a little bit of backwards momentum, but the feet coming apart is actually causing the arch in her foot to collapse in, which is causing her knees to buckle in. This does a few things. It's one, doesn't allow us to utilize the hip quite as much when those knees drop in. Another one, the foot kind of collapsing kind of puts us in a weaker jumping position. We want to maintain the arch of the foot. And lastly, it's not a good position for our knees. Not only is feet being together a kind of an artistic side to tumbling, but it helps keep the knee in a good position. So how do we prevent that? Probably take out her jump, or even if she does that little bit of jump, make sure that she keeps her feet together while she does it, and get a little bit more organized prior to. Probably squeezing the feet together a little bit and then squeezing the butt a little is actually going to drive the knees out, or externally rotate the knees to where she can maintain that good stable position a little bit longer. So that happens. She ends up in kind of that chair position, which isn't 100% ideal, kind of like we went over in the last handspring. Probably like to see the torso a little bit more bent, a little less bend in the knees, but she does a good job at driving back right here. So this is where she does a good job at sending the hips kind of back and up. And so she really travels pretty well there. Legs drive straight, hips open up, arms are lined up with the head. That all looks pretty good. We come into the mat a little early, and we start to see that same problem we talked about in Emma's. She needs to be turned over a little bit more. We've got start to get a little bit loose in the legs, but more important is this line needs to maintain a little bit more. Need to continue to be opening up the shoulders, driving those shoulders open, driving the chest, hips over the hands a little bit more. That way we can continue to drive back. So to compensate, shoulders are going to bend. You see this angle happen? And then it kind of puts her in a little bit of a weak point for that snap down. She's kind of in that plunging position rather than kind of keeping everything stacked. Again, snap downs, snap throughs, or maybe just being a little bit more conscious of it as she does her back handspring would help. Here's where she actually makes up for it though. She drives down against the mat, forward against her hands, which drives herself backwards so she can finish that snap down through. So, anyways, pretty good back handspring all around. What I'd like her to work on is this takeoff position, which right after I told her about it, she corrected it and it looked a lot better. And then trying to get a little more turned over there through the middle of the back handspring. We'll play it all the way through real quick.